You ever look at one of those really successful companies and just wonder, how do they always seem to be a step ahead of everyone else? Well, it's not magic, not at all. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the strategy that lets these businesses build the perfect team for whatever the future throws at them.
Right, so what's the secret? How do they see some new technology or a big market shift on the horizon and just boom, they've got the people ready to go? It feels like they have a crystal ball, but it turns out they don't. It's a very deliberate strategy, and that's exactly what we're going to break down.
All right, first things first. We have to get our heads around the one core challenge that pretty much every single organization faces. This isn't just about filling an open job today. It's about making sure you're still in the game tomorrow.
And here it is. This is the real boogeyman for any company. It's the risk of waking up one morning and realizing that the skills that made you successful, well, they're not going to cut it anymore. That's the skills gap. It's that huge, scary chasm between the talent you have on your team right now and the talent you're going to need to hit your future goals. Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a big one. So what do we do about it? You definitely can't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. No, it's about having a real blueprint, a clear plan for your most important asset, your people.
And this blueprint, this game plan, it has an official name: workforce planning. Now, the formal definition is a strategic process to ensure the right number of employees with the right skills are available when required. I know, that sounds a little corporate-y, but let's unpack what it actually means.
When you boil it all down, it's all about getting three things totally, completely right. First up, the right people. Are you hiring folks who can handle tomorrow's challenges, not just today's tasks? Then you've got the right skills. Are you building the skills your company will need to compete in the future? And finally, the right time. Are you doing all this ahead of time so you're leading the charge instead of just reacting to it?
I absolutely love this analogy because it clicks. Think about a game of chess. You're never just thinking about your very next move, right? You're thinking 5, 10 moves ahead. Workforce planning is exactly the same idea. You're not just moving people around, you're strategically placing and developing your talent to win in the long run. So this whole strategic chess with talent thing sounds great. But how do you actually play the game? What are the moves? Well, it actually boils down to a really clear, pretty logical process.
You can really break the whole thing down into these three major steps. Step 1, you analyze. You got to take a hard, honest look at the team you have right now. Who are they? What are they amazing at? Step 2, you forecast. This is where you look into the future. Based on your goals and what the market's doing, what skills are going to be absolutely critical in a year, or 3 years, or even 5. And then the most important part, step 3, you bridge the gap. This is where you make a real concrete plan, hiring, training, you name it, to get from where you are today to where you need to be tomorrow.
But here's a super important point that's easy to miss. You might think, oh, this is just an HR thing, right? Something they do in a back room. Nope, not even close. It has to be a team sport. It takes serious collaboration. HR needs to be talking to everybody, the tech folks, the marketing team, the finance department, to really get a deep understanding of where the business is going. That's the only way they can build a people plan that actually works. Okay, so theory is great, but let's see this stuff in action. Let's talk about a company that is an absolute master at this. This is a perfect example of how this kind of planning gives you a massive, massive edge in the real world. We're talking about the tech giant Samsung. I mean, these guys live and breathe this stuff. In their industry, things change in the blink of an eye. For them, workforce planning isn't some nice-to-have HR program. It's a weapon they use to stay on the cutting edge. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, check this out. Samsung is actively planning for and building up talent in these specific areas. They're not just waiting for the AI boom to happen and then scrambling to hire people. No way. They are building the workforce that will lead the AI revolution. Same thing with advanced chip design for the next generation of everything and green energy to meet new global demands. This is what it looks like to perfectly line up your people strategy with your business strategy. So, let's tie all this together. When you get right down to it, why does all of this really matter? What's the bottom line for any company? And this, right here, just lays it all out. It's night and day. Without a plan, you're constantly playing catch-up, you're slow, your hiring's all over the place, and honestly, you're risking becoming irrelevant. But with a plan, the whole game changes. You become proactive. You're agile and ready for anything. Your talent development is strategic, and all of that together gives you a competitive advantage that's incredibly hard to beat. At the end of the day, when you strip everything else away, all those benefits, being proactive, agile, strategic, they all serve one powerful goal:
to perfectly align your people with your company's objectives. Your team stops just executing the strategy. They become the strategy.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. Whether you're running a company or just building your own career, ask yourself this: what skills will define success in my industry tomorrow? Because the people who answer that question today, they're the ones who are going to win.